This I built in a previous episode of the Newfoundland Hobbyist. For myself, one of the very few customs that I made for myself, and this is one all on its own pattern. I have not touched this knife since you saw me build it on that episode of the show. That was a year or two ago. I believe it was last season, so last fall, so a year now. And it's gotten some use, but I have not done any work to it, is what I mean. I've used it plenty, worn it plenty, but I've not done any work. So you can see now the brass isn't as bright as it was. I'll throw a picture on the screen. Of course, brass tarnishes over time. The sheath has some nicks and probably could use a retreatment, although that burnishing works into the leather. Isn't that nice? Have a look at the blade here. Oh, I love this knife so much. The patina that we left on there, the forge finish, is in pristine condition still, but we have a little bit of surface rust on the blade there, just the slightest amount. I took this the other day when I went with my daughter, and I got a grouse, and I went to use it and I realized it did not have the edge on it that I expected. So I guess I had let it get worn down a little bit, and it's sharp there now, but it's not my level of sharp. It's not what I was expecting. So time to reestablish that edge. So I'm just going to give it a quick buff there. That'll clear up any of that surface rust. I'll give that brass a little surface polish, and we'll get to a little sharpening. The buffers like this aren't overly expensive. This one wasn't a lot of money, and it's beautiful. It's a PowerTech. I absolutely love it. But to just get, I really like a spiral stone wheel. It has a really hard finish. It's my most used wheel. With a good compound, I like a rouge for light surface stuff like this. You can see it's nice and quiet too compared to, say, a bench grinder. But I'll just scrub some of that compound into the wheel, like that. And it will just pull that little bit of surface rust right off of there. Well, brake clean is my choice for cleaning almost everything in the shop. Make sure we get all that compound off before we touch it to our stones. I don't want to mash that compound into any of my stones. Now some of you might disagree with doing this because you'd rather let that age and tarnish build in there, and I understand that fully. This is what I want to do. So you see, with just those couple minutes of work, you see that brass is gleaming once again. And look at our bevels there. Isn't that nice? Nice and clean. Again, the edge is not bad, but I do want to just touch it up ever so slightly. Give it the slightest micro bevel. These Splash and Go stones are so nice. They don't take any time. Just going to start off with the Shapton 1000 glass stone here, because we don't have any nicks or chips or any rolls or anything like that. But we don't have anything like that on this one, this particular day, so I can start off with a nice 1000 grit. It's the first time having this knife on the stones. It's the original edge. Oh, I do love sharpening that old one. I'm gonna clean up that stone and switch to another. How about the Nanawa 5000? This is the 5000 Professional too. This is a serious stone right here. Beautiful, nice heavy brick of a stone. Supposed to be splash and go, but seems to be a little bit thirsty. Yeah, definitely a little bit thirsty. Oh, that is a beautiful thing though. Oh man, that is something. What do you like? Do you like your knives to show a little wear? Do you like if they're a decade old to really look a decade old, or do you try to keep your knives pristine? Do you really take good care of them and keep them looking like new? What would you prefer? If your grandfather passed down a knife to you that he used and hunted with for 40 years, would you prefer that knife to be almost as good a shape as it was the day you got it, or would you prefer it to be broken down and beaten up? Because obviously wear will ensue over time. It's just a matter of managing that. So if after 2 years you don't start retracting that patina, like I gave a super quick mild restoration just now and brought it back to probably 98% of what it was when it was brand new. Still a few nicks and stuff in the brass. There's still a little bit of tarnish on the steel. And if every time you bring it back to 98% over a bunch of time, of course, it will show some wears. That's my mindset. If you're going for the long haul, it's better to keep bringing it back. I'm not going to resurface that brass all the time. Holy mackerel. That is an edge right there. It's the kind of edge that give you chills when you feel it. That feels beautiful. Look at that, my stone's all dried out. Interesting. Just going to give it a few more passes on this stone, and we're going to be done. What a beautiful knife on the stone. Just the heat treat is really nice. The profile of the blade is really nice and user friendly to sharpen. Just feels great. Oh yeah. there's that edge, that bevel, that final edge restored again. Oh, there's so much bite there. It's just tree topping there now. Just incredibly, incredibly sharp. Hair whittling, as you can see. And that's it, all ready for the grouse. Maybe I'll get a chance to take you guys off with me and my little girl this week, we'll see. But happy to have this knife tip top again. If you keep it in good shape, it's not hard to bring it back. It's when you really let it dwindle that it takes some effort and time, and you might not even get it back then if you really let it dwindle. But if you keep it up, it's not too much trouble. Just a little bit of light upkeep. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button to let me know. Leave me a comment down below. I asked a couple questions throughout this video, and I'd love for you to answer those. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Head to paulsfinest.com if you want to pick up a sharpening stone like this, or a lot of the different, he carries several big name brands, but I love the Nanawa. And this 5000 is an incredible stone. So thanks again for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.